Hello and welcome to level 13 of my brilliant low experience walkthroughs. For this level I've only had to add one more skill point, and that was down below at the demon upgrade. So these were the maximized meteors and that we already had. And the extra skill is this one, plus 20 mana when you build a temple. So basically I was running into mana problems while figuring out this level. The early waves are pretty brutal. And getting some additional mana is the key to making this level. So I now have plus 40 mana because I placed 2 temples, and now I can place that guy already over there. So my mana generation increases by 1 per turn. The reasons I am not placing the crypt yet is because I want those towers in the back to be upgraded later on in the game. And if you add another fire tower in the front, your back towers don't get enough experience anymore. So this is pretty close, and it won't always work, but it will work about 75% of the time. So again, we're going with not upgrading temples, not upgrading towers until it's really necessary. So for these guys, I just place another temple in the front because they are not reliably defeated if you don't place anything to help. This is a pretty heavy wave. A lot of high hit point guys with the bars to speed it up, and sometimes the bars don't overtake the warriors like here, and then sometimes one of those guys gets through. So place those temples, don't wait by placing them to upgrade your last guys even more. So I don't have any defenses in the front for those ninjas coming up now, so I'm going to take them out with a fireball, and I hope to take out only those 2 ninjas and not the paladins. And in this case the paladin died before he could get before I had to throw the ninja or the fireball. This wave the assassins are taken care of by the towers, hopefully, usually. Again, not 100% fail safe, and I'm going to catch the 3 ninjas in the blast range of a single fireball, and sometimes you can get the last assassin in the blast range as well, just as I curve around the corner. In this case it wasn't needed, the assassin died, and the fireball took out the 3 invisible ninjas. So that is a really good place for a crypt. You can see it has a tremendous good range. And that is pretty much the best place for the tower anywhere. And it's probably also the only forest I'm going to cut out. Another change I have made in this in my regular playstyle, I usually go for the chilling crypts, but here I go for the ghost crypts because they have a better fire rate, and because all my towers are in the back, my heavy towers, the fire towers. Scaring the enemy doesn't really help because they run back and there's basically no real towers to damage them while they run back, so I just have to wait before they come at me again. So for that reason, chilling crypts are not so useful in this level. Here I get my first Evilite temple, which has a 10% radiance, meaning everything does 10% more damage, including spells. And I'm going to go with radiance temples all over, even for the last guy, even though it seems an ideal place for an exploding temple. But the problem is, in the last waves there are a couple level 2 and level 3 ninjas, and they run by pretty fast, and if the timing gets screwed up, then you won't be able to kill them reliably. So Evilite temples are kind of the way to go. You saw for the boss, you can just let him come close and then finish him off with a fireball just before he enters the cave. I don't have enough for a frenzy, but you can defeat those guys pretty reliably. Assassins diminish 30 to 90% of damage, but I have a feeling that the Radiance Temples, the 10% is additive and instead of multiplicative. So instead of assassins diminishing damage by 90% and then of that value get 10% extra damage, I think it works more like assassins diminish 30 to 90% damage, but then 10% of that is negated by the fire temple. So they actually negate only 20 to 80% of damage in this case. So I'm not really sure if it works that way. I don't know how to look it up in the code, but because those guys, they seem to die pretty reliable and pretty quickly once they are caught up in Evil Eye fire. So if I had to bet, I would say it's true. So now you can see I placed 2 dents in front to render the ninjas invisible. So not going to rely on fireballing every ninja in the game. So I have to do that, and those will eventually be upgraded to Orcish dents. And if you are playing along and you got to this point, then I would say congratulations, because if you have made it this far, you're probably going to beat the rest of the level without any problems. The base defense is in place. We've got our 4 radiating temples in the back, and while we get more money, we are going to upgrade the other crypts to ghost crypts and the dents to Orcish dents, and that's basically all we're going to do. So the mana drain especially, it's nice to have some flexibility. If you need, you can just throw out a frenzy, but as you will see, it's just not necessary here. So one could probably experiment and throw some fireballs at assassins and see what the damage value is, the number which pops up on the screen, and from that you could probably derive if it indeed is multiplicative or additive, the 10% radiance. So the rest of the level is pretty trivial. Once you got into this point, you're just overpowered basically. None of the enemies even get close, except for sometimes some level 3 guys, but you have so many mana, they're easily taken out with just a single fireball. So here's the next champion, which will form absolutely no threat at all. Don't even have to use a spell. It's just a matter of, yeah, not doing nothing for the rest of the level. So here, assassins, 240 hit points, negate on average 60% of damage. Do they stand a chance? Let's find out. No, not a chance. So here's our first 20% radiance guy, and well, if you weren't sure of your victory just yet, now you are. So if you have played through all the previous levels just once, like I did in this playthrough, you have 4 skill points more remaining, and you could invest them into getting additional radiance for your temples to make it even easier. But the problem is mostly the early wave, so once you get into the radiance temples, you pretty much have made the level. You cleared the level. Here I'm just spending money because I can. I really don't know what to do anymore with my money, so yeah, and then my mana regenerates so quickly with the ghost temples, it's just insane. But to come back on the skill point investing, I wouldn't invest in the added radiation, because if you look at the next 2 levels, the 14 and the 15 levels, the final 2, at a first glance it doesn't really seem yet like radiance temples will play a big role in it. Might be wrong, of course, but at first glance I don't think so. So I would rather make this level a little bit harder and then invest those skill points into other skills should the need arise to do that. So now we are getting into high numbers of level 2 guys, and you can see them dying reliably. It's just a big pile of skeletons at the same place. The level 6 champion, the priest, 180 hit point healing wand, will do absolutely nothing. I am upgrading stuff because I can, but yeah. I didn't upgrade the ghost crypts before because I didn't really feel it was necessary, and it is not, but well. You see, the problem is if you place new temples, now I got these ninjas coming on screen. and they get shot and with heavy hit point damage, and if I place new temples that won't happen. So there can be one problem with ninjas is if they stay on the right side of the screen, they are out of range of the dents. I think I get to demonstrate that later in fact, so let me save that. Here, 7 level 2 assassins at front, so let's see how far they get before they die. And I still didn't spend a lot of money. So, they all even died before going around the corner. It's amazing. And I now got a 3-star Radiance Temple. So I really feel my reasoning is correct, though someone with knowledge of how to look into code could prove me wrong or right, as a matter of fact. So if you can do that and you are willing to do that, I'd appreciate it, and please leave it in the comments. So now we're getting into the level 3 guys. I think I get to, in this way, one of those ninjas stays on the right side of the screen, like that guy, and he evades the Orcish dance, and because they are level 3 guys, they're really fast, so I need a fireball to take him out, because he doesn't become visible in time again. So keep an eye on that, and for the rest you are fine. So yeah, there's not much left to talk about. Just enjoy watching those guys die. Oh, it's just amazing. I love it. Well, 1100 money. Let's just do some upgrading, I guess. And here's the final boss, which is not a ninja. Even if he was, we have 5 fireballs in reserve, so... One tactic to get more than 2000 damage out of 5 fireballs is to have a Radiance Temple shooting at a guy, but the guy needs to be visible for him to be radiated, so if it's a ninja that still is a problem. So that won't work at the next level, but let's see. I don't think I used any spells with this guy either. I think he will also die right around the corner. And there it is. So the first 14 waves or so are fiendishly difficult, and after that it's a cakewalk. So it's really black and white. So yeah, 29 skill points invested. That one being key, plus 20 mana when you build a temple. And for the rest we have the maxed out meteors, the extra experience for all towers, and especially much experience and upgrade cost reduction for temples. Extra charge for crypts, 500 mana in total, and some mana to begin the mission with. You've seen it before. So thanks for watching. Next time we'll tackle the legendary level 14 with the 2500 hit point ninja, one of the most hated levels of them all. At least I hope we do. I haven't played it yet, so we'll find out next time. See you.